Okay, so here we are with another video, and this article was actually sent to me by a viewer, and this article actually fits in exactly with what I was speaking to with about a female yesterday on this exact topic of ultimately the reasoning why women keep getting away with doing goofy ass shit and being like this and shit like is because the men don't know how to fucking handle these types of women. Like they don't like they can pull a bitch, but they don't really know how to handle it. And this goes kind of like what it's I've spoken this a while back about the plantation. By the time a man ends up on, okay, by the time men start saying, I don't want to end up on the plantation, the plantation, the plantation, okay, that is translation. I'm going to translate that. The plantation equals that man did not know how to properly maintain that woman in his life or women. That's how he ends up on that plantation. Okay, and a deeper translation is for a man who consistently finds himself on a plantation, that is translation for the woman ended up being the leader. Okay, and just how it has always been, whenever a woman ends up being a leader, everybody ends up miserable. All right, everybody, even a woman, she just tries to, like, if somebody from the outside comes in and asks her some shit, she tries to dress it up like, oh, I'm happy, this is my happiest life, but she hates that shit for real. Okay, now this article is going to go. I'm judging by the title. It's going to go into it because let me see. This is read the title right here. Meet Britain's worst wife, and she's proud of it. Kate won't cook, won't clean, and only makes love to her husband once a decade. God damn! And so who works and does all the chores? She only fucks her husband once every 10 years. Now you can start off by doing the math. DUDAMAF. He would be better. He would financially be 1,000 times better off just buying a hooker. Buy a hooker and a dog for companionship while you ain't fucking some whore, and then just move on with your. He will have so much. It would be so. But see, like, well, that's just one way out. But the core thing, okay, if he had to truly cohabitate with this bitch, like, look, no woman wants to be a leader in a relationship. No woman wants that shit. Women want to take your lead as man. Now that does not mean you come home and just be, throwing shit around saying, "Bitch, where's the fucking food?" Shit like that. You got to know how to do it, like, in a stoic, calm, but also like you really don't give a fuck, and like you can possibly be happier without her type shit. You got to keep all. Like, this is why I say in other videos, men has so much more to juggle up here to keep shit acting, to keep shit right, in the relationship. But yeah, this shit, she is proud to not cook, not clean, and only fucks him once a decade. So she's using him essentially as an ATM. So let's see, what is this? Kate is too busy with her career as a writer to be a traditional wife. Would it go be a writer? Bye. You see, it's like, see this dude, whoever this dude is, I'm definitely gonna put his name on here because this is too embarrassing. Um, or unless he's just one of those dudes who likes to be treated like shit, which that is like a fetish type of thing. But at the core of it, women don't like that shit. Like day in day out, it can be like a dominatrix fetish or something to like keep men beat down and on their hands and knees. But bitches don't like that shit like day in day out for years at months at a time. They like women want like woman's desire is to be led by man, and when man doesn't, when you don't lead them, like they just end up in this like confused ball of frustration, and they just need order again and it has to come from a man. Anyway, so Ben picks up the slack. Oh, his name is Ben. I doubt that's his real name. So Ben picks up the slack, even though he's the breadwinner. Of course, yeah, because she's a fucking writer, and we're gonna see pictures later of them two. Well, it's actually right here. So, what's his bitch name? Kate. Kate and Ben. I'm trying to remember that. Kate continues. My husband is the kindest, most considerate man in the world. Yep, that's where he fucked up. During the 7 years we've been married, they might have been married for seven. Well, they might have been together longer. If she said they only fuck once a decade, but they might have been dating for longer. Who knows? During the several years we've been married, Ben has done most of the cooking, cleaning, and ironing without ever being asked. Yeah, see, that line right there, he's done all this without ever being asked. You see, you got to remember, see, this is going to be more of like a tutorial on how to keep bitches, like, you know, acting at least halfway decent with shit. You see, like, when you end up with bitches, man, or with a bitch you with for real and all that shit like that, see, they're like children. Like, they need something to do. All right? If you come around, because I'm not, cause let's be real. I know how to do my own laundry. I know how to clean my own shit up. I know how to cook my own food. I know how to turn off lights, turn them on. Look, I don't really need a bitch. But see, like, if a bitch comes in your life, like, you have to give her some type of responsibility. Like, she has to do something. And however you get it across it, look, maybe you just, when she comes over, you just don't clean the windows or some shit. And that way she can look at it and say, oh, that window needs to be cleaned. And she'll go do it. See, now she has purpose. You see, and once she has purpose, she's going to continuously look at you like you're a leader. But if you don't give her any kind of purpose, you're just taking care of everything, like, she's not going to be grateful in any kind of way to follow you. You see? And woman's only real weapon in following is sex. And that's why she doesn't fuck him, because she can't follow that. Because if she was sexually craving him, she would be hounding him for sex. Okay? Trust me on that. If she felt comfortable following man, she would be hounding that man for sex at least once every 2 days. All right? But he's like, so that's mistake number one. He doesn't give her anything to actually do. Next, he continues. He brings me an organic buffalo milk cappuccino every morning in bed, and once spent hours making fresh syrup from rhubarb to add to my favorite champagne after I've given birth. And yes, he works full time. Yeah, he's a beta bucks. He's a beta bucks, and he loves it. See, and it sounds like to me he kind of gets off more on serving people, because see, this is okay. This is another mistake a lot of guys make in juggling men, in juggling women, like in juggling women along with their work life. You see, and this is a lot of reason why many women may kind of look down on guys who work 9 to 5s, and this is just the reality of it. Because see, as a man, when you go work a 9 to 5, you have to learn how to, be of service, be a good worker, be involved, and make sure everybody's taken care of. But see, like, when you come home, when you leave, you got to leave that shit at the office or a construction site or wherever the fuck you work. You got to leave that shit there, man, because bitches do not like that nice shit. Look throughout since the beginning of the time, how many nice guys have had pussy thrown at them to uncontrollable amounts where they can't even keep track of it. Now, how many rapists in prison, men who killed their families, men who molested dogs and killed animals and shit, how many of those men are getting love letters from women around the world? Do the math. Now, I'm not advising you to go out and go kill shit and beat up motherfuckers, but look at the reality of it. But and to go deeper on it, the reason why they're getting these love letters from these women is because these men are showing initiative to do what they want to do. See, it's not really about getting a lot of money or anything like that. It's the fact that these men show that initiative. Like, when you are with a bitch, man, you always have to communicate with her that you are going to do what you want to do. She can follow you if she wants to, and if she chooses not to, well, I don't even have anything to say to you anymore. You always have to, like, get that through to her, that you can always get up, go out, and still live your own happy life. Because see, once women lose all respect for you is in this exact moment, and I'm speaking to you men, this is when women lose all respect for you, is once it becomes clear that your happiness will go down if she ever leaves you. That's when she loses all. See, don't listen to movies and the medias and all that shit. Don't listen to those music videos and all. No. That the exact moment when a woman will at least start to lose respect for you, if it's not completely gone, is when how you walk, talk, and move with her, when she becomes truly convinced that if she were to leave you, your happiness would go down. Like the only way you keep her acting right and keep her respectful to you and shit like that, she has to be convinced that if she left you, you would actually be happier. You see what I'm saying? That's what's gonna keep her acting right and fucking you more than one time a decade. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, this motherfucker bringing her, just bringing her shit, buffalo milk. Why the fuck? See, you putting too much. See, oh, but back to the working a 9 to 5 thing. You see, because I get it, man. Like you working 9 to, because I started out life working 9 to 5s, which I pretty much quit doing that shit because I just can't do it mentally. But I get it. I see it. Guys, like you got to remember to keep that juggling shit up. When you get back around your bitch, you got to give her something to do. Give her a task. give her something to do. Don't come around and bring her every. See, that shit works in the workforce. In the workforce, that shit'll work. Yeah, I'm a good hard worker, blah blah. Well, you should love me now, as a good hard worker. Yeah, here's the validation, Todd. Yeah, but see, when you get with bitches and you trying to fuck, pussy don't work that way. It's pretty much the exact opposite. like the less you do and the more happier you are doing what you like to do, that's gonna make her, give her purpose and then make her like desperately with you. Because like I said, if a woman is convinced that you are happy as a man doing what you like to do, like y'all see my Nintendo Switch over there? I got Mario, all types of childish shit in here, and I love that shit. It don't matter what it is, as long as you have something that you like to do and you're passionate about. You know what I'm saying? And she knows. You don't got to even verbally say it. Well, I'd advise you not to say it because when you say it now, it's like you're trying to prove something to her. Don't say it. Just it's how your actions move. Once she is convinced that she is beneath that PlayStation and beneath your dog and beneath you working out and beneath your job, once she figures out she is beneath all that and that you would be happier probably without her, more likely without her, that's going to keep her acting right. On top of that, she has some tasks to do in the house and shit. That's what's going to keep her active. That's going to keep her bringing you food. That's going to keep her cleaning your place up. That's going to keep her, fucking you whenever you want to fuck, and she's going to be hounding you for more sex. That's what's going to do it. See, that he got it the whole other way around. Which, I'm not making fun of him. He just found himself in that position. So let's got that down. But for all he does for me, anxious to make everything in my life better, he gets a raw deal in return. Yeah, she knows it. She knows it. She knows, see, bitches know who they act right for and who they don't act right for. They know. Now, they may not know the intricacies into actually getting them to act right or honestly speak on it, but they know. He gets a raw deal in return. And look at him. Look. He's a well-dressed dude. I'm not a fan of corduroy pants. He's a well-dressed dude. You know what I'm saying? He's relatively, he's in decent shape. He's not the worst-looking motherfucker on the planet. If I'm judging him by one picture, but see, she's doing this shit because he's allowing that shit. Now, maybe he just likes it. I don't know. But I'm trying to, the meaning of this video is to get across to men that the reason why bitches do dumbass shit is because you end up allowing that shit. And on top, and the reason why you end up allowing it is because you are putting her on a pedestal and she's a source of happiness for you. Like, she is like, and I say the top 3 source of happiness. You got to make it clear, like, a woman at best is going to be like, at absolute best is going to be 5th in line. I'd say number 1 should be you. Just looking at yourself in the mirror should be number 1. Just because you woke up and looked at your gangster self in the mirror, it just, look at yourself. Yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Number 2. Depending on the guy you are, I would say personally, because I like video games. But I say video games, your career or hobby or whatever. And then number 3 should be the dog. Number 4 should be managing your money well. And then number 5 at best should be her. And it should be a close fucking tie between like either your dog, your friends, or your girlfriend at the number 5 spot at best for your girlfriend. And like I said, don't say it. It's just how you move. Like, see, I said this in a video a while back, man. See, bitches, like, the language, men use language as contract. Women use language as like a 3rd and 4th method of communication. Like, and it's usually like manipulation type of shit. Like in my opinion, it's so fucked up. Like they should teach men's English. Okay, I'm talking English because I speak English. They should teach like men's English and then women's English as two separate courses. They really should because like women, like I said in a video a while back. This is why I say women. If you look at a woman like a 4-year-old child mixed with a German Shepherd, you will do much better with them, much better with them, because women, when it comes to communication, women communicate more like dogs. You see, dogs don't go around and go, "Hello, I like you. Do you like me?" Nah, dogs they walk around, they see each other, and they come up on each other, and they go, and they make and then they go around and sniff each other's asshole, and then they know if they like each other type shit. They not barking the whole time they talk to each other. See, men prefer to bark, to listen to barks the whole time, because we trying to set that contract from barking from a woman. They don't move. Women move like animals, man. They move like animals. I'm telling you, once you understand that shit, like it's gonna be so much easier in dealing with them. Unequal partners. Kate with Ben, the kindest, most considerate man in the world. Yep. Yeah, right here. See, being kind and considerate, like for real, kind and considerate to a woman, that is going to do nothing but make her pussy dry up and shut close, and she'll take all the benefits. But she don't want to, like, bitches don't want to fuck that shit, man. They don't want to fuck nice dudes, right? Because nice dudes end up children to them. So let's continue. I am shamefully neglectful of my wifely duties. In fact, I am the anti-wife. She's even realized what she is, right? The trouble is that I just can't do the subservient partner thing. With Ben, okay, she can't do it with Ben. She can do it. She just can't do it with him because he's too much of a pushover at this point. Ben is more likely to arrive in our hometown of Twickenham, southwest London, after a hard day's work and find me having a manicure or checking Facebook than slaving over a hot stove. Yeah, because he led her wrong. That's why. Like I said, now maybe Ben specifically just likes this shit. Maybe he genuinely likes it. Because like I said, there are fetishes where guys do like to just wait hand and foot on motherfuckers, shit like that. That exists. But to the audience who come across this video, like a lot of guys find themselves in these situations and they never meant to do it. Like they didn't, and they call this the plantation. You see? The reason why, like I said earlier at the start of the video, the reason why guys end up on a plantation is because the woman ended up leading shit. The woman ended up being the shot caller. And then and before they knew it, that they on the plantation. It's like I said in a video a while back. See, women are they pay so much more attention to the little details in relationships. And I said one thing, and that sounds petty, but this is real shit, man. Let's say, and this is a scenario I came up in a video a while back. Let's say you was starving, and your favorite food is ribs. Like one of my two favorite foods are well-made ribs and sushi. And let's say I was starving one day, right? And I just want some ribs. And then my girl, she goes and orders the ribs first, and then tries to order the ribs for me. Like, okay. See, this is where it's a constant juggling. But see, woman, even though she may not have intended this shit, if you follow through and kind of like follow her in ordering the ribs, see, she's now starting to call the shots. You see, it's petty as fuck. I get it. I know. But see, woman doesn't even realize she's doing it, but that's what she's going to do in the long run. So what you got to do is this. You go, oh, no, I ain't in the mood for ribs, and just go order a bowl of rice or some dumb shit. Like, you don't even want rice for real. But it's the context of how it was presented. Like you always got to do whatever you want to do, even if it's the wrong shit. Like I said, another situation I brought up, like these like relatively like petty or extreme scenarios, but the foundation is true. Let's say you and your girl lived in New York City, right? And y'all had to drive to California. That's like so you don't know the U.S. It's like on the whole other side of the U.S., right? And let's say this is before like Google Maps and all that shit. Like y'all didn't have directions, and you know that your girl knows the route to New York to California because she probably drove it 15 times, but you don't really know it. Now, and this is weird to understand, but hear me out on this. Your woman will respect you more in the long run if You end up taking some fucked up route that took 8 hours to get to California. She would respect you more if you just did not ask her for directions or advice and you just was man and did what you wanted to do. In the long run, she'll have more respect for you because you were still leading, even though it was a fucked up situation, a fucked up path. But the fact that you were still leading her as man and you didn't just break down and ask her to lead you real quick, she is going to now she might be a little upset that you didn't ask her, and it took like 8 more hours to get there type shit. But she in the long run, she's going to have more animalistic respect for you at her core. Anyway, that's not time now. I'm reading these little related articles at the bottom. Okay, so she continues. This may make me sound selfish, but I'm just being honest. Yeah. I agree with her. At 39, I never ironed a single item of my husband's clothing. I rarely cook for him either. Why would I bother when he's so much better at it than I am? Yeah. And it's like I'm 30, I'm 34, and I can tell you that. Look, I know how to iron my own clothes. I know how to clean my own floors. I know how to cook my own food. A lot of times better than my girl in some cases. But I have to let it go so she can now see it and go, oh, I need to do this type of shit. And then once she does it, then we just kind of live like that. So now she has value in completing a task while she's, being with me. You see, the fact that Ben went off and just did all this shit and then he kept doing it, she has no reason to even try it now. Last Christmas, he produced a lavish 3-course lunch and booked a 15th century cottage for our whole family to eat in. All I did was hold out my champagne glass for him to refill while saying, "Well done, darling." Yeah. She don't respect him. And the reason why she even made this article is because she doesn't, is because she's frustrated. The reason why she even, like I said, the only time women, because somebody asked me, like, how come I never find, like, good women to go over shit like that on these articles? Because it's the reality, man. Look, by the time women got to be outspoken and start getting into technology and having people look at them and see them and shit, it's because they're usually fucked up and or frustrated. That's the only reason why women start doing shit like this. You see, like, because there's plenty of great women out there, but you don't. But how often do you get stories of women who are genuinely happy and they're submissive to their husband and they love their children and they cook and clean and all that? These women don't do that. They're not gonna be on what's this, UK Daily Mail co at UK. They're not gonna be typing up all these articles out of frustration and anger because they got their life together. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? But so it continues. And if you think I reward his sterile domestic efforts with treats in the bedroom, I'm afraid I fail in that department too. Intimacy is reserved only for his birthdays, and then just the ones with a 0. Wow. And, okay, now this is translation. She cannot reward his domestic efforts with treats in the bedroom. Her vagina. Listen to me, man. Woman's vagina literally does not know it. Like, woman's brain and woman's vagina are two completely different fucking brains, and because they try to say men are like that, they think with the big head or little head. No, woman's brain, there's a much bigger space in a woman's brain versus a woman's vagina than it is from a man's brain to his dick. All right, there's a much bigger space gap in that for what they think they want. No woman's vagina on planet Earth can successfully open up for a guy that she has to lead. Unless she's into like pedophilia or some shit like that. Unless she's into pedophilia. Because once she has to lead a man, that man is a child to her. This woman is frustrated because, yeah, her man probably has a decent job and, and when she's 39, so she's old, so she knows just as good as it's going to get for her. If she tried to go hop out there in a day. Well, now, because this was in 2013, so 7 years ago. So she's that bitch is 46 now. So yeah, she got to stay with him because if she goes back out on the dating market, it's not going to get this good again, or anywhere near this good as far as like her lifestyle is concerned. But he led her wrong. And when you like guys, like you got to learn, man, like you got to continue being men and doing what you want to do. Cause and a side rant, see what that see fit like modern feminism was, which is what all this shit is. Modern feminism was a shit test that men just failed on. It was a shit test, and it was almost damn near fucking like a scientific calculation that they would have failed eventually, because so many men started being raised by single mothers, which feminized all these men. They're going, okay, oh well, if it makes you happy and all that shit, and then they just accepted it, and now women are just frustrated. They're frustrated. So men, you have to grow. You have to grow to look down on them. Like woman is not your fucking ultimate prize, man. Because you can always reset and go out there and start another family. Bitches can't. Bitches, they time for reset and start another family. They can't do that. You have to learn how to look at a woman, accept what she is, know what she is, and then move the fuck on and go find bigger, better things in life. Do not make a woman your top three of what you looking for in life. I might get it, like you want to fuck, you want to get laid, blah blah blah. Go buy hookers, man. Go do other shit. But don't whatever you do. Like the worst thing you could do in getting a woman is making her your number one fucking priority and the height of your happiness and trying to please her all the time. That is the worst. Well, look at Ben. That's the worst thing you could do. Anyway, let's get that down. I felt occasional pangs of guilt about our unusual dynamic during the first year of our marriage, but now I find it liberating. He even refers to me as the household manager because I'm an expert in the art of delegation. Yeah, and that woman is miserable. Because she's telling you right now. She's telling you right now, there's a good chance she ain't been fucked right in 10 years. That woman is frustrated to goddamn hell. She's probably on 18 medications to keep herself from killing herself or dumping this man, because that's the last decent guy she'll probably ever be able to get. You know, as far as like lifestyle is concerned, she's not gonna be living in a house like this or in a flat that looks like this. You know, she's not gonna be able to leave him and then go find another man that's gonna give this much of a damn about her and has this complete package. This woman is frustrated. This is why, like, all the articles you're gonna find on the internet are from women who are like fucked up and mad. Because women who are succeeding in world as women, they not sitting up writing these articles. They out there succeeding as women. See, these women, they don't care nothing about Instagram. Women who are out there succeeding as women. They don't care about Instagram. They don't care about Facebook. They ain't doing social media. Like if they already going on Pinterest to get fucking ideas to decorate some shit or some shit like that, but they ain't on here talking about their personal lives and shit like that because they out there succeeding as women. It's like once they not succeed, that's when they use the internet as an outlet, and then while trying to paint themselves as a victim. Unusual dynamic. Ben cooks, cleans, and works while Kate has a manicure. Checks Facebook, or writes, yeah, like social media, right? On the internet. She is frustrated. Listen to me when I tell you. This woman she is frustrated. She is upset, depressed, 10 seconds away from killing herself because she's found herself. Look at her arm. Look at her arm next to that wine glass. She looks like a deflated fucking pig. And look at they didn't even Photoshop that arm out. Look at her arm next to that wine glass, how it's like folded. That shit looks fucking gross. But she knows she can't go out there and get anywhere near this good type of lifestyle again at her age and what she does for a living. She gonna move into some little small ass apartment, barely paying her bills. So she knows, like, girl, just keep drinking wine and just stay with him because that's as good as it's gonna get. That's what her and her girlfriends tell her. Girl, just stay there because you ain't gonna get better than this. But see, the reality of it is, and I'm talking to men on this, even if you fall in this position in this situation, you can still fix it. But you got to go off and do your own thing. So don't pay her no more attention. Just, oh, I didn't know you. I didn't even see you in the room. Anyway, this is new Lego set that came out. It's just, oh my God. By the way, I want to get that Bugatti and that Porsche Lego set. That shit looks gang. This shit's like $200, son. But I want that shit. I might buy it sometime soon because that shit is gangster. But you have to focus on anything else other than woman to keep her acting right, man. Like as far as like interpersonal communication with women, you got to have higher interest than that woman. Like anything else, it doesn't matter. If you like to make toothpicks and you are just so caught up by how this toothpick is made, like look at the craftsmanship. Can I make a toothpick like this? Maybe I should buy a machine that can like I can maybe perfect. And it don't matter what it is. Just have your own thing. Do not pay that much attention to woman. Anyway, let's go down. Well, this article just getting started. That's how frustrated she is. This is a long ass article. I don't know if you can see that on the right, but I'm still at the top of it. Recently, Ben's job for organic fruit and vegetable box delivery scheme meant he was away on business for 3 weeks. Before he left, I found him packing the freezer with organic ready meals and ringing round for short-term nannies, also calling for short-term nannies, UK English, ringing around for short-term nannies to take care of our children, Ronnie 6 and Stanley 2. So I guess Ronnie is 6 and Stanley is 2. Okay, so they got 2 kids together. The truth is that I'm just too busy and involved in my career as a writer to be a traditional caring wife. No, because she's just too busy and involved in her career as a writer to be a traditional caring wife. But let's rewind that shit earlier. Ben cooks, cleans, and works while Kate has a manicure, checks Facebook, writes. Writes is the last thing she might. So it's clear right here. It just says right here. Writes is the last thing this bitch might do. See, no. And like I said, I'm really making this for a tutorial for men. Well, all my videos are tutorials for men. But I'm trying to like focus more on men. She is not too busy and involved in her career. Okay. She is not a traditional caring wife because he won't allow her to be a traditional caring wife because all he is seeing is what he wants, but the problem is what he wants is putting her is indirectly putting her on a pedestal from his perspective. It's indirectly putting her on a pedestal that way. So now she can't care for him. She can't care. She can't care. She cannot be traditional. Because he's taken all those positions up. There is no vacancy for these positions in the relationship. He's taking all of them. He's cooking, cleaning, working, filling her wine glass. She has nothing to do. You see? It's not that she's not too busy. Let me tell you, any woman on this planet, when she found a man that she could be a woman for, she would dump that writing career away. She would dump it for him. And be a loving, caring woman again. You know how many feminist girls I fucked? After I fucked them right, they started wearing dresses, they started cooking, they started cleaning, because they was getting fucked right. And their natural fucking instinct to turn into a woman clicked on. You got to make sure, like, you got to treat her like a woman. For her to become a woman. Treat her like how a woman really wants to be treated. Fuck her right. Go have your own hobbies and skills. Have a sense of personality when you're with her, and then be relatively stoic and indifferent with shit with her. And then that's all you need. And then she'll pick up the slack in being a woman. But this guy, he took up all those vacancies for any employment for her to become a woman in a relationship. So this is why she's just a fucking mess right now. She continues. I work from home. And like most self-employed people in a recession, I push myself to the limit. I set my alarm for 6 a.m. so I can squeeze in an hour of work before the school run, and I often write until midnight. That bitch does not shut the fuck up. She's lying her fucking ass off now. My job often means being away from home during the evenings and weekends, which means the lion's share of the child care falls to Ben. Even when I am home, I keep my eye glued to my iPhone and missing a call for work. This bitch is a writer. What phone calls is she getting that's that important and taking up all her time that she has to... Why is she working from home? Do the math. My job often means being away from home during the evenings. Bitch, you a writer. What is it? Is it illegal to write in your home? Is it illegal to go close the door to home if your kids being too loud to go in there and write? Is it? No, this man, this is some bullshit. Let them talk. They tell on themselves. Like I said, just let them keep talking. This shit don't make no. Which means a lot of the share of childcare falls to Ben. No, she don't. Okay, no. This is not what it is either. Okay. Well, okay, what is Ben fucked up? Ben fucked up, and a lot of men out there fuck up in this same way. They try to do everything for the woman, and that way the woman doesn't have anything. Childcare falls to Ben. So she's coming up with any excuse, and okay, to make herself save face, she's gonna come with any excuse to not be a halfway decent mother to her kids. Okay? If she wanted to be a mother to her, if any woman wanted to be a mother to her kids, if it was financially possible, she would throw that job, whatever job she's working away, and be with them kids. Don't listen to this shit. But don't get it twisted though. This originated because Ben fucked up. Ben fucked up from the start because she feels comfortable doing this now. That's how you know Ben fucked up, because she feels comfortable doing this with him. So it continues. Even when I am home, I keep one eye glued to my iPhone for fear of missing work. This bitch ain't got no work calls. All right, she's a writer, son. Ain't nobody calling this bitch and keeping her just so tied up that she can't even look at her own kids. She don't want to be. Look. Let's read. I'm gonna sum all this up in one sentence. My job often means being away from home during the evenings and weekends, which means the lion's share of the child care falls to Ben. Okay, that is summed up concisely. She don't really want to be with Ben. Because if she wanted to be with Ben and that family, she would be in that house. She is looking for every excuse to get away because Ben did not lead her correctly. And I swear to God, if she hears me say that, she would be crying and agree with me. And agree with me 1,000%. She don't want to be there with those kids because those kids are his, and she don't want to be there with him. He is disgusting because he did not lead her properly. He is disgusting to her. Because if she wanted to, like I said, if she wanted to be there, she would have been there. She'd have found a way to work at home, which is complete bullshit anyway. She's just trying to get away from home. She don't want to be there. He led her on, which it happens. Ben bemoans my inability to achieve a work-life balance. He sees the word driven as a negative, while I think I'm inspirational and ambitious. Well, yeah, that's typical feminist. After women hit the wall, that's typical feminist speech. I'm aspirational and ambitious because they think that equates to them being worth more because they think they want to compete with men. That's typical feminist, verbiage. Now, I know what you're thinking, that I must earn more than Ben, but no, I don't. Oh, well, that's a given. You're a fucking writer. That's a given. You don't earn more. You don't earn probably half of what Ben makes. That's why you still there. Look, the whole reason she's still there is because, okay, let's I was telling. I spoke with 2 clients yesterday. The only reason a woman is gonna hang around any man is because there is some form of protection that man can give her, whether it's financial, physical, or mental. Okay. If a man does not provide some type of protection, if she does not see some form of protection in him, she has absolutely no use for man. How many times? And like I said, I'm not making this shit up. How many times in history have you seen like a woman look at some little weak, frail dude that's a fucking janitor or some shit, say, "Ooh, I need to give him some pussy. I need to go see what he's hot." No, because at that point, the woman can come together and say, yeah, he can't do nothing. I could be, fucked up by myself. I don't need 2 of us being fucked up. That's a given. Okay, yeah. She don't probably, and let's be real. She probably don't make a third of what Ben makes as a fucking writer. If you look at both their tax returns, both of their tax paperwork, she probably don't make a third of what Ben. That's why she's still there and she's running herself crazy staying there, because she can't take care of herself. He's the breadwinner, and I'm a domestic god. He led her raw. Like, guys, learn from this dude, man. You got to lead women right. You have to lead them right. I'm a domestic god. Oh no, he's the breadwinner and a domestic god. Okay, but my work is so all consuming. It's so all as a fucking writer, and you don't, and he makes more money than you. Yeah, sure. But my work is so all consuming. There's little of me to left go around by the time I switch off my laptop. Don't get me wrong. I love Ben very much in regard our marriage is happy, and he could never claim breach of contract because he always knew I was a workaholic. Yeah. It's just real quick. Like, notice how that shit plays out. Now, let's say Ben was a writer and ain't make no damn money, and she was the breadwinner, but he was a workaholic. And let's say Ben was like, a small, frail dude and all that shit. Do you think that marriage would be happy? Of course not. When we began in 2003, say I've been dating since 2003, and this article was written in 2013. So they fuck more than once a decade because they've only been. But when this article was written in 2013, and they started in 2003. So okay, so she's trying to say they just don't fuck a lot. She says I was helping to launch a woman's magazine, which required me to be at work from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. It was Ben's touching gesture of sending boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts to the office that made me realize what an excellent husband he'd make. Yeah, that's. A motherfucker sent you some donuts. Okay, so wait. So she's 30, 30? Okay, yeah. So all this math is adding up. Because I think she's, 39 or something like that, 37. So 10 years ago, she would have been like, hitting 30. Yeah. So that's all it took. Once they start getting older, that's all it took. Just send a bitch some donuts consistently, and you're automatically, she's trying to lock down some type of man to get off that cock carousel. Because that time's running out. All that math adds up. All that MAF adds up. The motherfucker sent her donuts. Now she's thinking about he'd make a good husband. That's the most ridiculous, sick and twisted mentality I'd ever heard. That's even worse than 40-year. What's that shit? Labor of love. I say that's a bit worse than that. A motherfucker just sent you donuts and now he want to marry you. That's crazy. But in the early throes of our relationship, he mooted the idea I might one day be a stay-at-home mom. I bristled, but my mom stayed at home for the first 5 years of my life. My mom stayed home for the first 5 years of my life, he said. That's never going to happen, I replied sharply. The matter was never raised again. See, this is another reason why, I highly advise ever dating women. There are some great women over 30, but this is a common situation. You see, once women get too much older, they've grown too independent. They've grown used to doing it how they want to do it, so they're just not compromising in any kind of way. They don't care what you think. They want to do what they want to see. Because it's like all the worst comes out in a lot of women once they get too old. A lot of all the worst qualities start to come out. Because when they start off life, they're used to being handed shit and given shit just because they're a woman. But then on top of that, they learn how to become more independent. So now it's this shitty mix of getting whatever they wanted, but now once they work long enough, they've learned how to, get what they want when they want it, and now they're just not going to compromise at all because they've never had to compromise. So it just ends up this just horrible ball of just all the worst qualities at this point. And this is some UK shit, and they've been struggling with feminism just like the US has. So yeah, this whole relationship, this is about right, yeah. I know my anti-wife stance is unusual, and I've heard all the arguments about a happy and harmonious marriage being dependent on shared responsibilities. I understand that if two parents have clearly defined roles, one at home looking after the house, the other out earning the money to pay for it, then life is infinitely more simple and therefore less stressful. So if my husband was the sole breadwinner and had married a domesticated woman, he doubtless come home to a home cooked meal and iron shirts hanging in the wardrobe. Ben claims he doesn't mind the way our life is set up, but if I'm being honest, it's because of my selfishness that he has to dress the children and make the breakfast while replying to emails on his BlackBerry. Yeah, because see, look, she's only a wife. This woman is only she's only a woman because of her biological gender, and she's only a wife because legally That's what she has to be to get married to a man. This woman is a husband. Okay. Don't. She's not a woman. She is not a. She's not a wife. She's not a true wife. This is a man. Okay. This is man shit she's doing. And Ben is the wife. It's my fault that he returns home to find no dinner and our children running amok. No, well, the children running amok. That's most women. Most women just are horrible with children in reality. And that's a shit to say, but it's the truth. Most women are just horrible with most women are terrible with children because it's a woman's job to just please everybody. So when you always want to please everybody, you never going to actually teach anybody anything. So most children are going to do that with their mothers. But no, it's not her fault. In this situation, it's not really her fault. Ultimately, it's his fault because he allowed you to be like this, and you just took it. It's not your fault that he comes home to find no dinner. It's his fault because he allowed you to be like this and let you keep sitting there. That's the problem, for real. That's the problem. He allowed it. But I work hard too, and that changes everything. While I love my children deeply, wiping noses, bottoms, and encrusted beans off the floor doesn't inspire me the way my work does. Cause you ain't a mother. You're not a mother, and you're a man. See, look, man, this bitch is trash. If her job inspires her more than her own children, she is fucking junk, man. But this is that feminism shit. That's that feminism shit. This woman is fucking junk. I'm too busy to share the chores. After a day of writing, I feel happy and complete. After a day with the children, I am frazzled. You see, you know what's even more fucked up with this? I hope her children read this article when they hit like 30, 35 and see what their mother was really about. She loved her job more than her own children. I hope her children read this shit. I really do. After the birth of our first son, I went back to my $60K a year job as a deputy editor for a national magazine and put Ronnie full time into an eye-wateringly expensive nursery. This woman is trash. You do not see me now. This woman is trash. She got married because she was hitting 30. She found a beta bucks dude who would do shit for her, and to keep up with her friends, she had some kids, and she went back to being a selfish piece of shit. I felt guilty about it, and working 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day and barely seeing my son just compounded that guilt, but I didn't want to give up work. She loved work more than her own kids. This is the opposite of what kind of woman you want to have kids with. You might think of me as self-obsessed, but that's a price I'm willing to pay for my happiness. See, her happiness is more happy. She puts herself above her own children. She don't give a fuck about them kids. She had them kids to keep up with her girlfriends. That's why she got married. This is horrible. You might think of me as self-obsessed, but that's the price I'm willing to pay for my happiness. Fuck my kids. Fuck my kids seeing me. I want to go do what I want to do. That's what she just said, right there in the last, 3 sentences? Just before the birth of our second son, I decided to leave my job and pursue a career as a writer after being offered a generous redundancy package. But instead of relaxing to my new job, I allowed work to seep into all areas of my life. That's why I ignored cripplingly painful contractions 10 minutes apart and carried on writing to meet it. Man, oh my God, this woman is fucking horrible. This woman is just complete. I hope these kids read this article at 30 and read how their mama didn't give a fuck about them, and all she cared about was her goddamn self the whole time. That's all she. And this dude, he just wanted that dream of getting married and having a wife and shit. That's all. Because the way he was worshiping this bitch, like he didn't care about her. The way he was worshiping her, he wanted this delusion in his brain of what Disney movies taught him since he was a kid. And this hoe, this woman does not. She don't even love her own children. She'll say she does, but look at her actions. All her actions was throw them kids off to the side. Let me do what I want to do, girl. I want to do this, girl. Yeah, your happiness means everything. Fuck your own children. What's her name? Jen? I don't remember this whole name. What's Kate. Kate is horrible. Kate is a horrible woman, a horrible mother. She's not a well, she's a horrible mother and a horrible wife. Well, the wife. That's the wife part was Ben's fault. Ben allowed that shit, but she's a horrible mother, definitely. I think I may be in the minority in my roles as an anti-wife. I have many friends who put their husband's needs above all else. One has sex with her husband every Friday night without fail, otherwise he'll be grumpy all weekend. Another, who is blissfully ambitious, supports her partner's blossoming business while raising their 3 children. Being a good partner is paramount, she says. I'd much rather be at home with our children. It just works. Her relationship is the happiest I know, and her children the most content. And I'd be willing to bet her sex life is a lot healthier than mine. Yeah, see, well, the sex life part, that's Ben's fault. Ben fucked that up. He didn't lead you properly. But you are a horrible mother. Don't get that twisted, Kate. Like, you're a horrible mother. You are just like, I mean, it's not in the sense of like horrible in the sense of like, being addicted to drugs and, bringing 15 men around. But the fact that, like, you're a horrible mother in the sense that, you want to tell yourself that you love your children, but all your actions say otherwise. You're a horrible fucking mother. It doesn't mean I don't adore Ben. You don't adore Ben. Yeah, that's exactly what it means. You don't, because and Ben fucked that up. The truth is, I'm in awe of the way he looks after me, our sons, and our home. He makes my life easier, and he says he enjoys it. Does that make me selfish? Yeah, well, yeah. Ben fucked up initially. Ben fucked that up initially. Don't they have comments in this shit? I bet these comments, sucker feminism has made they are roasting this bitch too. Well, yeah, and see, he said 77 years. So he said the same thing I said. These chaps are whipped because they allow it to happen. Yeah, because you're there. Yeah, the reason why she's like this is because he allowed it. So, man, like, don't worship bitches just because they bitches, man. Like, know what you gonna allow and know what you're not gonna allow. And if she's not acting right, then just don't deal with it. Like, a woman is not some fucking magical, mystical fucking creature. They not, like I said, at the core, man, just look at them like a 4-year-old child mixed with a German Shepherd. That's how you deal with it, man. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a good day, man. I'm still trying to refigure out how to put the credits in the intro because it's on my iPhone and iMovies, but it's fucked up right now. But yeah, thank you everybody who watches the videos. I really appreciate it. Everybody have a good day. I'm out.